catch your bro. I know I do too much. I drop deep. Let's go. Make that ass. Make that ass. Make that ass. Then what the fuck you running for?
Cause he seems like he's good for you, and he makes you feel like you should. And all your friends say he's the one, his love for you is true. But does he know you call me when he sleeps? Girl, again, I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I can lose you.
How did I go from this to this?
I'm living in my own world.
What the fuck?
Got my fedora on.
Yeah, I see.
Good, y'all. I'm here to take over New York, man. It's my city now.
Yeah.
Where did y'all find this? No. Bro, what?
Y'all see Agent? He sold me on 2K.
Me?
And he blamed it on latency.
When did I tell you on 2K?
When you had ran out of bounds when we was on the twos?
Yo, what the fuck? Why do I look like that? No.
And you was racing at that little kid?
You can say to Martin Lawrence and Big Mama.
We play twos?
Yes.
We didn't play twos, bro. He's lying.
Damn.
This guy had an insane glow up.
Anakin is gone.
Anakin might be gone. Truly inspirational.
Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Bitch, high heels, 6 inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne.
I changed my arms from this to this. Now, this transformation took a little under 2 years, which sounds like a long time, but it's really not. So the first step was I had to lose weight. What you're seeing in my arms isn't just loose skin, it is also fat. So this meant that I had to move my body more and I had to eat better food. So my approach was to be in a calorie deficit, eating high quality, high protein, whole foods, and incorporating at least an hour of cardio training every day. Once I'd lost some of the fat, I then started to incorporate a weight session into my regime. It's nothing fancy. I do 2 30 to 40 minute sessions a week using mostly pin-loaded machines, focusing on upper body. This is...
Well, maybe it's just because you're ugly.
Ugly?
Oh shit.
You gotta be kidding me.
Want a break from the ads? Want a break from the ads?
Show yourself 10 years ago.
Talking to them.
Show yourself now.
Fill up the single turn.
And when I come back, I'm gonna be a baddie.
She's back.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't.
My face fat loss transformation bends now.
Leg out. Look at me now.
I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I can't lose you. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I can't lose you.
I expect it like a mixtape, catch you at your crib. If you read this, it's too late.
When the chopper at a nigga, now he running like a track race.
Catch a nigga while you waiting on his dinner, cut his head off, leave his ass with a full plate.
Nigga talking shit, put the metal to his mouth, now I call his ass brace face.
Hey, yo, bitch up for grabs like a sweepstake, and I eat her ass like a cheesecake.
Now we back to my place, bust on her face with my nut like a toothpaste.
So baby, do it right, do me right. We can go all the time. We can move back, then rewind. When you put your body on mine and collide, collide. It could be one.
How did I go from this to this?
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Chase the money like Tom Hanks. And my necklace like the saint. She get freaky off the drink. My bitch bad, Tyro Banks. She got ass, what you think? I got her, I got rank. We shoot shots, no not blank. 762s, you better think. Chase the money like Tom Hanks. And my necklace like.
People are so confused by JoJo Siwa's transformation. Obviously, JoJo Siwa has been famous since she was like a little kid. Everyone knows her because she wears really bright colours, like a lot of colours. She always got a JoJo bow in her hair. But now, she just looks completely different. She's got a full-on sleeve, which turns out to be fake. They're just temporary tattoos. But she's rocking a Cuban chain, just black clothes, and glasses that a certain member of the Dharma family would wear. She's just completely changed. I mean, to be fair, she is 20 years old now. Like, she's a fully grown adult now. And obviously, when she first became famous, I don't even think she was a teenager. Obviously, back then she was trying to appeal to kids. What do kids like? Bright colours. So I feel like now she's just matured and she's like found what she actually wants. She's just herself now, do you know what I mean? Obviously, it is a crazy change, but realistically, everybody goes through it. I'm not being funny, right? When I was a kid, I literally used to go around in public just wearing full football kits. Now I've got some sort of a style. I'm just not kicking about in football kits anymore. So it happens to all of us. Maybe not as drastic as JoJo Siwa's. Obviously, you wear things and it makes you happy. So she's clearly happy with what she's wearing now. She's clearly happy with this change in style. Obviously, she's just changed as a person since then. JoJo Siwa could go clubbing in the UK if she wanted to. She's just grown up. It's as simple as that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
National got Bangkok to Montauk unlocked. Love my ass and my abs in the video for promiscuous. My style is ridiculous.
O Celton DJ é terrorista, mulher. Vira a bundinha pros